Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. Today I got a nice little box here. Well, I guess it's not that little, but it comes to us from First Legion Miniatures, who had a pretty successful campaign, Kickstarter campaign, last year, and the fruits of their labor have finally arrived. And in front of me here is the, you guys can read that, right? The Orc Marauder Set contains a bunch of numbers. Made in Spain. Okay, so we've got Spanish casted models, I'm guessing? Cool. I'm assuming these are resin. They should be resin. Okay. Yeah, that looks resin. Wow. Okay, what do I got? Well, the Marauder set consisted of not one, not two, three, four, five. You don't have a whole fancy sprue there. 6, 7, 8, and 9 models? Okay. I'm guessing 9. Hopefully there's 9, and if I find out there's 10, there will be words to be had. Let's take a look. Now, First Legion, as far as I can remember, is actually pretty well known for the larger scale stuff, because I know I've seen their figures around going to toy soldier shows with my father, and they're more in the, I don't know, not gaming so much, but is presenting, you know, kind of stationary models, display models. That's the word I'm thinking of. We know the best words here. Okay, here's your head, my friend. First things first, this is a pretty beefy orc. I mean, you can see here, he's pretty chunky. Come here, witch hunter friend. So we are ascribing to the modern style orc. Not the primitive beta orcs like those. I'm assuming these are bits to go on the base. I could be wrong. I'm not sure what's supposed to go on his hand there. He's holding something. Oh, okay. This is actually the back loincloth. I have no idea what weapon he's supposed to be holding, because look. He's got that axe. I don't know. I really don't know what's supposed to go on this hand. Okay, well, we'll figure it out, because there's nothing else in the bag, so I don't know. And that's just one of 9, so let's keep going. Maybe his weapon ended up in another one. Again, good sized model here. A very Native American tribal style to this guy. Interesting. Lots of skulls. There's your head. Nice mutton chops on him. I don't know. I like when models come like this. Maybe I'm just weird. I probably am, but I don't care either. Everything out on display for you there. That's interesting. We have the loincloth, the armored head, and the hand, and the base. These guys are pretty big. I mean, they almost look... where's my GW fat boy? I mean, dude, come on. You got some competition coming here, buddy. I gotta say, at the time I was kind of like, yeah, these guys are kind of pricey. I only get a few of them, but I gotta say, after seeing the size and the quality of the castings, I'm pretty happy here. They are going to require some cleanup and straightening up to get all that stuff off. That's okay. Most of them are quite heavily armed and armored. I better try to keep the parts together. It's going to be madness trying to get all this straightened out if I get it mixed up. Okay, this guy does not have a... sprue to attach to. Reminds me of like Romanesque armor. Kind of cool. Let's keep going! Have I seen any swords yet? I don't think we've come across any swords. Looks like mostly clubs and axes, but they are orcs. They're the more lightly armored. Again, look at the casting. Really nice. He does have pants. I take that back. He needs purple pants. Why? I don't know. But he needs purple pants. Sack of goodies. Ponytail. Fancy axe. I'm assuming he's supposed to be carrying the bag over his shoulder here. I don't know. And then a random arm that is just laying around in the bag. 2 left! And obviously we're going to put them all together and show you guys how everything turns out. Looks like you got a 2-handed hammer. Ooh, you a biggin'. Dude, I mean, look at this guy. These almost, well, I guess he's a little bit shorter than the other one that we showed off earlier, but they're pretty stinking big orcs. I'm going to have to grab some iron jaws, aren't I? Just take a look. A couple of little extra details. Those are always appreciated. Ponytail's going to go there. Don't know where his drinking horn or his sack of goodies. I guess right here. Most of them just have these nice little custom base toppers. I mean, I guess you could leave them like that. I obviously would like them on an actual base, though. And then the very last one of the bunch to open up. I wonder if he's supposed to be like the boss dude or something. Got the horns on his back there. Again, really nicely detailed, very nicely sculpted. Pair of axes. Don't know what he's doing with the 2-handed one. I think he's grimacing and holding it and waving his fists everywhere. So an interesting mix. I mean, the clothing is very native-like, very Native American-like. We have a little bit of armor, not a whole lot. This dude. Shield for a piece of back armor. So I gotta say, so far, really liking what I see. Give me a sec, we'll put them all together and we'll show you how they stack up to other more orcs out there on the market currently. Alright, we got our orcs put together, well, as much as we could. Let's take a look as I clear half the other clutter off the table here. So, one thing I gotta say is these are some of the nicest looking orcs I've ever come across. And I'm not a big fan usually. I'm really not. Especially at least the GW stuff. Never been a huge fan, but I really dig these. Each and every model in this set just had lots of charm and character to them. Now, not sure which models are supposed to be which. If there's any leader types or what. Interesting that they have a variety of hairstyles, but they all have very similar traits to each other. I really like these bases, and so I was about to make a comment on the fact that I didn't get them for all of the models. I thought it was kind of a bummer, and I've tried reaching out and contacting First Legion, and I've yet to hear back about that. That's kind of a disappointment. Maybe it was just me, maybe it was bad timing when I tried reaching out. Hopefully they'll see this video and they can get in touch with me. I'd love to have the bases for the remainder of the guys that I got from them, because overall the quality is really, really nice. I just haven't had the heart to clip off those little contact points just in case, you know, just in case. But something I need to show you also is the size of these guys. They're kind of big. That's him on a 30mm base. With those custom base tops, I'd say they're going to have to go on 40s. Now, obviously, you could just leave them as is. I don't know if that's an option for everybody. I'm weird and like everything to be kind of uniform and, you know, similar. A bit more armored. Very furry. Lots of hair and fur on these guys if you'd like to paint that kind of stuff. believe this is our wizened boss man. Dig the pig head. Again, lots of character on these sculpts. Even all the little bases are quite unique and individual as well. Surprisingly, not many shields. I was kind of taken aback by that. This guy even has pants on. And a hat. That's quite shocking behavior for an orc, isn't it? And we've got the Berserker type. A little bit more armor. Still those little short legs. I guess we're still going for that kind of gorilla posture. And then I think probably my favorite of the bunch, the most heavily armored, is this guy. Big skulls there. I'm not sure what that is on his back there. If it's just like some kind of piece of bone or something. I don't know. And then we got the big belly. It almost looks like he stole a dwarf hammerhead and attached it to a stick. It's very ogre-like of him to be wearing the shields like that. Now, if you're curious how big these guys are, we'll take you, put them on a base there. So they are about human size. Something to be aware of. But they're definitely thicker, bigger, and bulkier. Now, grabbing an actual ogre, you can see, well, they come pretty close. Now, admittedly, GW ogres these days, not all that big. I mean, you got guys like Radikar here that, you know, are almost the same size as one. So, I don't know, I don't put a whole lot of weight in the ogre sizes these days. I know he's not technically a fantasy one, but since they were so close anyways, just to give you an idea of how these guys would stack up size-wise with a GW orc of old, along with some more modern ones. Grabbing an iron jaw here. So, I mean, obviously, the design choices, they're not going to blend in 100%, but I don't think they're going to look that out of place, other than the fact that these guys have a whole lot more armor, the GW ones, whereas these guys from First Legion are a lot more ramshackle and wildish, more vagabondish. With a Wadroon from Conquest. Actually, size-wise, they work out pretty well, it looks like. Aesthetically, I think they're a bit different. But regardless, I think if you want very traditional-looking orcs, I think this is a great set. My only downside is just marred by the fact that I never heard back about my bases. Because it wasn't just these guys. I got a couple other models, and they are missing their bases as well, unfortunately. But despite that, I gotta give them credit. They're really nicely casted. They've got a lot of character to them, and honestly, I kind of am looking forward to seeing if First Legion are going to end up doing another Kickstarter or just start releasing more fantasy stuff like this in the future. Haven't heard a whole lot out of them about that since. I know these are available, so if you want to do check out their website, I'll put that link down below. You guys can take a look. And I gotta say, like I said, they're really nice looking models. I've been looking forward to painting these, and it just has been taking me forever. They've been on the table, sitting here for ages, so I'm glad we finally got a chance to spotlight them, because they really do deserve a spotlight. Really nice looking figures. And honestly, really nicely cast as well. And hopefully, they will all have some bases in the future. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures. Saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.